Hello, everyone. What's going on? Welcome back to, once again, another Watch with Nordic live stream. Today, Game 6 of the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. If the Blues win, they force a Game 7 back in Winnipeg on Sunday. If the Jets win, they will fly on to round 2, and they will figure out who their opponent is tomorrow as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here to yet again another Watch with Nordic commentary stream for this season. This is our first one in the month of May, and our stats, I got them put up right here, from the month of April were absolutely insane. So we're going to read off all of them here. So we combined for an amount of 20,000 views in 25 different streams, including some regular season ones factored in there as well. We gained 136 subscribers. We made over $60. Our best stream was the Vegas versus Minnesota one last Saturday, and our worst one was actually Tampa Bay versus the Rangers, which was a meaningless regular season game, to be honest with you. So just insane, an insane month there. Probably the best month we had since we started keeping track of the stats. So thank you all so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And let's hope for another great month of May and some other great things that will be coming to the channel here as well. Game 6 of St. Louis versus Winnipeg will begin here in a couple of minutes. What's up, Ian? How we doing? We stand on God for thee. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate it. Yeah, we won't be live for Game 7, unfortunately. I'm going to the AHL playoffs. That will be a vlog, actually, so look forward to that. And then as well as that, too, we will be live tomorrow for Dallas, Colorado. I'll have my schedule for the upcoming live streams for the second round once the schedule actually does come out. It looks like that's going to be starting on Monday. However, we're probably streaming the draft lottery on Monday. So look forward to that. We got some fun stuff planned here for the channel coming up soon. And hopefully, you know, we'll get to that point. It's going to be a lot of fun. As well as that, too, Nikolai Ehlers is back in the lineup for Winnipeg. Mark Scheifele is coming out, so he is not playing. He did not travel with the team. He is over there resting in Winnipeg, probably as of right now. So, we'll see if we get an update here on Scheifele maybe during tomorrow and possibly tonight maybe. But overall, I think that Scheifele's likely out for the rest of this series, dealing with those hits, but who knows? I'm not a medical professional by any means whatsoever. Oh my God. All right. As this guy sings the anthem, he's pretty incredible. Good Lord. Oh my God, that was awesome. All right. Here we go. Game 6 from St. Louis. You win and you force a Game 7. You lose and you go home, even though you already are at home. That's what the St. Louis Blues here are thinking tonight. Starting goaltender preview, Jordan Binnington is in net for St. Louis. He started all 5 games this series, has a 2-3 record, a 2.65 goals against average, and a .893. On the other end, Connor Hellebuck, who has been good at home and bad at the road. So here is a good chance for the St. Louis Blues to possibly force this series with those overall underlying numbers. In the playoffs this year, in the last 3 seasons, Hellebuck is 5-10 with a 4.18 and a .865. Game 6, it's do or die for the St. Louis Blues, and if the Winnipeg Jets get the win, they go back home, and they will face off against one of Colorado or Dallas. Face-off is underway from Enterprise Center. It's won by the Blues and shot all the way into their own bench by a Winnipeg Jet, and they'll blow that whistle dead. Showing off Jim Montgomery, who I think was actually kind of snubbed out of a Jack Adams vote. And obviously now that he's gotten his team into the playoffs after starting with a completely different team back in October. Just unreal stuff there from Montgomery. Puck is cleared into the St. Louis zone now. Barron on the right side, back behind the net. Down low. They try and throw it up to the point on the right side. And stolen back then down low. Appleton will throw it up to the point. Stanley shoots it. And it goes back behind the net. St. Louis and Winnipeg starting out their third lines here tonight. Appleton now around behind the net. Down low, Stanley will look for options, try and drop it back. It's kept then by Niederreiter and thrown up to the point. A shot, and that one goes wide and kept in by the Jets. Stanley throws it down low then for Niederreiter, and it's stolen back then by St. Louis. Huge hit there in front. That ended up being a reverse hit there from Logan Stanley, as the Jets will try and regroup now the other way. Clear it into the zone. Lowry battling with Parayko. Lowry wins the battle. Looks for options. Gets tied up down low by Thomas. Lowry sends it back down low. Perfetti to the point. Morrissey to the right side. A shot! And blocked in front there as it goes down low. Up to the point. Morrissey a drive. And that one's also blocked. A rebound! And that one is denied by Binnington as well. Cleared all the way down the other way. And then an icing against Winnipeg or St. Louis. Yeah, no, I cannot show the game, unfortunately, due to copyright. Wish I could, but I cannot. Watch with Nordic stream records. Let's do that now. I didn't look at it earlier today, but the Winnipeg Jets, when we stream them, we have streamed them 5 times. We are 5-0, so we are undefeated when we stream the Jets. That'll be tested here tonight once again. And then as for the Blues, we are, if I can find them, we've streamed them 6 times. We are 2-4, so just something fun that you can follow. Played up then to the front. It's kicked back then by Velarde. Blues into the zone. On the right side now, down low. Kyrou throws it around back behind the net. Thomas racing for it. Down low is DeMello. DeMello to Morrissey. Morrissey will bank it off the boards now out to center ice, and Nemestikov will race for it, but it's kicked off by Schenn on the right side. Blues trying to get control here early. It's dumped down low into the Blues, into the Jets end on Hellebuck. He makes the 6th save and clears it all the way down the other way into the St. Louis end. Broberg will pick it up then. Shots are 1 apiece here through the first 2 minutes. Down low, Broberg in the corner battling now on the right side with Tanev. Tanev down low, trying to throw it up to the point. Gets it around them behind the net. Toninato will get it up then for Stanley. Over a shot! And that one goes wide off of a chance from Brayden Schenn. Or Luke Schenn. Not Brayden Schenn, my apologies. Getting those Schenns mixed up. At center ice, it's Stanley who clears it in. This is an elimination game here for the first time in this series, so I would expect for teams to be playing very conservative. I wouldn't be shocked if there was no goal scored in this first period. Played on the right side then. It's picked up by the Blues. Here they move it into the zone. Down the right side, Tupchenko gets tied up, and they'll battle for it now in the corner. Appleton picks it up then for Winnipeg. Will break it out of the defensive zone and dump it into the Blues end. Down low then, Barron racing for it. It's passed up in front by Binnington. Through the zone, Sundqvist, 2-on-2. Backhanded down low by Tupchenko. Now down low on the right side. Puck sent up the boards and taken out of the zone. Blues have lost their last 2 home playoff games when facing elimination, both in 21 and 22 against Colorado. So they have not been able to close out here on home ice, at least in recent years. Up at the point, Morrissey will send it back around them behind the net. Binnington will pick it up. Then Leddy will battle for it down low with Perfetti. He'll ship it around. Through the right side, Suter sends a pass up then as a 3-on-2 develops. Tupchenko into the zone. Over, and it's tipped there by, I think that was Radek Faksa, and out. Showing off Scott Arniel in his first season as Winnipeg's head coach. The Jets are 3-1 in potential clinching games all time in their history, so it doesn't particularly happen that too often. Jim Montgomery is 18-20 in his career playoffs, so a guy who has not played a ton of playoff games and coached a lot of them, but somebody who has I would say, a decent track record, even though it's a little bit below 500. Face-off coming here now inside of the Jets' end. It'll be Nemestikov versus Thomas. Blues looking to get their first shot of the game here, about 4 minutes in. And it's won back then by the Jets. Sandberg throws it back down low. Around the right side, through the neutral zone. Here over then for Stanley. Stanley shoots it! And a save there by Binnington. At the point, Sandberg gets it. Sandberg looks for options, will fire it in and block back down low in the corner. On the right side, Blues trying to clear it. They'll get it out successfully. Buchnevich will send the pass up then through the zone to Broberg. Intercepted quickly by Nemestikov, who clears it back down low into the zone. Parayko now behind the net as both teams make changes here on the ice. Through the neutral zone. On the right side. Down low, Kyrou sends it up to the point, and Fowler can't keep that in. It's offsides against St. Louis. 15:23 left here in the first period. No goals so far. It's still 0-0 here early. And these Jets fans chanting, "Let's go Blues." Showing off Nikolai Ehlers, who is playing in his first game since late March. Back down low on the right side, DeMello clears it out of the zone. Iafallo will try and get it out. It's kept back in by the Blues. Kyrou sends it down low. Picked up then behind the net over by, I think that was Toninato. On the right side, down low. Blues got it. Neighbors down low. Schenn tries throwing it up to the point. It's tried to be tipped away then by Tanev. On the right side, picked up quickly then by the Jets. They'll clear to center ice. Back on the right side, Toninato gets tied up there quickly, and regrouping now is the Blues in their own end. Suter through the zone now down the other way. Joseph trying to bank it off the boards. Puck comes out free. It's picked up and tipped and into the Blues end. Boldu will pick it up then for St. Louis on the right side. Zach Boldu backhands it off the zone. Will clear it into the zone. Shen throws it around behind the Winnipeg net. And picked up again then by Joseph. Falk will take it back down low. Feeds it over then through the zone of Broberg. Broberg shifts a pass up. It's picked up then by the Jets as back and forth action is the motto here through these first couple of minutes. Not a whole lot of shots. You can tell these teams are playing very conservative. Here's Falk on the right side. We'll throw it back down low. Snuggerud. Pass up then. Thomas to Broberg. He scores! Tipped in front possibly, but I think Philip Broberg would get the credit for the goal. It's 1-0 St. Louis. And the refs are talking about something here. I'm not sure if it's about the goal itself, but Philip Broberg gets St. Louis on the board. It's 1-0 here in Enterprise Center. Well then. I think it might have been a little bit of a tip. I thought I saw there was a bunch of traffic in front. I was wondering if that may have been the case. But Philip Broberg with the goal there. Let's see. Yeah, if there's anything there, I don't really think it's on the Blues. That goal's going to stay, I think. Buchnevich kind of gets pushed into Hellebuck by Pionk, and yeah, that's going to stay, I think. So 1-0 St. Louis here. And I think they might look. They're going to look at it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to. That shouldn't be called back. Yeah, but good passing play in front for St. Louis. Broberg gets the shot off. I think it might have been blocked in front by a Jet and then tipped in, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't at me. But regardless, Philip Broberg with the goal, and it's 1-0 St. Louis here early on. And yeah, Hellebuck just gets pushed there by Buchnevich from Sandberg, by the way. Buchnevich doesn't run into him and just they can't see it. And Arneal takes the timeout. That's weird. Anyway, we'll keep playing. Face-off, one here by St. Louis. I guess Arneal learned his lesson from the Hiller and Cooper challenges from earlier in the playoffs. On the right side, Walker picks it up through the zone. Here comes St. Louis. Tupchenko will clear it into the zone. Now on the right side, puck is slipped through and chip back down low. Perfetti trying to bank it off the boards and down the other way. And a whistle there quickly as the puck, I think, went off sides. And the Blues with the early lead about 8 minutes in, and they have a 1-0 lead now. And that's absolutely huge. Again, you're down 3-2 in this series. You get the first goal, you set the tone. Typically in games like that, you usually win them. So we'll see what happens here next. But very good there by the Blues to get off there early. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you are new here to the chat, please do consider subscribing. We got a great community here. We do these commentaries all the time, so I appreciate everybody who has tuned in here. I met some new and great people throughout all these streams, so if you are new, thank you for tuning in. And if you don't want to subscribe, just enjoy the broadcast. That's all that matters to me. All right. All right, commercial break for another like 10 seconds or so. All right, puck is dumped down low into the Jets zone. They'll battle for it behind the net. Puck slides up then and goes quickly out of play. With 13:23 here left in the first period. One shot for each team, one of them going in. And Broberg came from Edmonton in the offseason on that offer sheet. Again, I know some people were saying it's not particularly smart to not keep either of them. I get not keeping Broberg, but Holloway is a damn travesty, who, by the way, hasn't played at all in this series. And the refs are talking about something here. They're going to go and call a penalty. Delay of game against Winnipeg. So that puck that I said went out of the play, I guess they're calling that a delay of game call. Interesting. I thought it hit the safety netting, but let's see it here again. Oh, it's DeMello. Never mind. So DeMello backhands that one up. Goes up in the air, and then I guess it goes... I guess so. I've never seen one like that before where you backhand it up out of the glass where the netting is, and that's a delay of game, but all right. All right, picked up then by the Blues in their own zone. They'll get a power play here. Through the zone, Thomas. Down the right side. Chip back down low. Boldu. Sent it down low. Can't keep it in the zone, and they'll have to come out here and regroup as they actually start out their second unit here on the ice for St. Louis. Snuggerud clears it in down low. Stolen back then by Winnipeg. And they'll try and clear, and they'll do so successfully all the way down the other way. 1:20 here left on the Blues power play. Back now behind the net, Cam Fowler. Fowler through the zone. Will drop it back, intercepted by Tanev, who clears it down the other way. And these Blues fans are cheering in favor of, or cheering against Connor Hellebuck. Thomas to Kyrou. Back to Thomas, to Snuggerud. A shot! And a glove save there by Connor Hellebuck. No, what I mean, Ian, is that I've never seen a call where they blow it dead for... They call it a penalty for the puck hitting the safety netting. Like, they'll usually... I guess because maybe it didn't hit the glass, but usually you see them call it when it's... You know, they shoot it up and out of play, not where the safety netting is. But the puck hit the safety netting, and I guess that's a delay of game. I've never seen that before. That's just a little strange. Typically, they don't call that, but I guess because maybe he did play it out of play. It does make a little bit of sense, but I've never seen one like that before, specifically. At the point, Falk. Down low behind the net then, Shen. Shen waits to Buchnevich. Down low, Shen. Shen tied up on the right side. Back then, Neighbors, who throws it up to the point. Falk moves in and doesn't take a shot. Shen to the right side in front for Kyrou. Stolen back then by Winnipeg. And they'll try and clear, but it's kept in. Falk. Down low. Shen to Falk. A slap shot. Deflected and just wide. Down low then, Shen will clear it out for the Blues. 10 seconds left on the power play. Time will run down. And that'll do it for the St. Louis power play. They'll try and make one last push, but the Jets will get that kill off. Puck is played out then to center ice. It's not there in time for DeMello to get it, and Winnipeg will regroup in their own end. Stanley banks it off the boards now on the right side. Kept in the zone now down low. Picked up then by Connor. Kyle Connor through the zone. These Blues fans are ruthless. Dumped into the zone then by Pionk on the right side now. Bennington back behind the net to Broberg. He'll send a pass up then for Tupchenko. Tupchenko hit by Morrissey. They're calling for a penalty and they won't. DeMello him up the middle pass for Connor, who can't keep it on his stick, and now down low St. Louis takes behind their own net. Halfway through the first period, it's 1-0 St. Louis. Broberg clears it into the zone. Down low now, Hellebuck with it. He'll send a pass over then to Boldu. It's tied up then by Connor on the right side. Back behind the net now. DeMello intercepted quickly by St. Louis. They'll try banking it off the boards now on the right side at the point. Letty feeds it over. In front, Boldu! And that puck is in the crease, but Hellebuck makes the save. And some good old pushing and shoving there to end off that little scrum of play there. Whew, but some good play there by St. Louis. Again, Winnipeg did good killing off that PK, but the Blues clearly look like the faster team. They look like the better team here through these first couple of minutes. So I like how they're looking here so far already. All right, face off here now, won by Winnipeg. Down low, Sandberg will send it around back then for Tupchenko. Sends it out to the neutral zone, and whistle blown dead as the puck, I think, hit a player on the Jets bench, is what they said. All right. Face off now in the Winnipeg end. It's won by Sandberg. Sandberg feeds it around then for Niederreiter. Niederreiter down the right side will clear it back down low. Behind the net then Barron with it. Will try and send it up to the point. Intercepted quickly there by the Blues on the right side. Kyrou sends it over. Into the zone, a shot. Goes wide. Rebound is blocked quickly there by Neil Pionk. Back now here on the right side, it's Appleton trying to get out of the zone. Will give up to Barron, who will bank it off the boards down the other way. And a whistle here blown for a penalty against St. Louis. And it's going to be Jake Neighbors for interference on, I think it was Barron, who was trying to move the puck now the other way. And yeah, not the greatest call you want to make, but the Jets will go to the power play with 9:34 left here in the first period. Thank you all for tuning in. So yeah, the Jets definitely look a little bit slower than they did in the other game. Hopefully the power play here will give them some more momentum, but I don't know. Gonna need to see a little bit more out of them here for sure. As well as that too, guys, we will be live for Game 7 of Dallas versus Colorado. Possibly the only Game 7 of the first round if things go a certain way here tonight. But, yeah, it sure does seem like as of right now we might be getting a Game 7 in Winnipeg on Sunday. Jets are looking to get their first series win since 2021 here tonight. They'll head to the power play now and see if they can get something down here and try and tie this game up in an atmosphere that they have not won yet in this arena, in this series. The only games they have won are on the road. So if there's a positive to take out of these last couple of games for St. Louis, that's definitely one of them. Jets power play was number 1 in the NHL in the regular season. Can I get it done here? In the zone. Connor a shot! And that one goes wide. At the point, Morrissey now on the right side. Thrown back down low by Ehlers. Played around then, and it's cleared all the way out by the St. Louis Blues. Shots are still 2-1 in favor of the Blues. Not a whole lot of shots through these last couple of minutes. Just kind of back and forth action. Here's Connor. Connor through the zone. Sends a pass in. Blues can't control it, and it's cleared all the way down the other way. Jets power play in these playoffs is 2 for 14. It's been brutal here in the playoffs this year for Winnipeg, which is weird because it was the best in the NHL this year. But I guess missing Ehlers and Velarde and now Scheifele definitely makes an impact. Connor up to the point. Morrissey to Ehlers. Ehlers waits back to Morrissey. Back to Ehlers. Ehlers in his first game back. Drops it back. Ehlers to Connor! And it's saved by Binnington. And cleared all the way out then by St. Louis. And they'll get out there and get a line change, get their second unit out there on the ice. How many overtimes? I hope none. I'm a little tired. No, I always like overtime. Let's just hope for some fun hockey. Down low now in the corner on the right side. Picked up then by St. Louis. They'll clear it all the way out the other way. St. Louis not giving Winnipeg anything here tonight. Here's Pionk. Pionk through the neutral zone. Back then for Iafallo. Iafallo on the right side. Battling now down low. Parayko with Buchnevich. To Niederreiter. Down low on the right side. Thrown up to the point. Pionk. Pionk circles around. A shot. Blocked in front by Suter. And down low then Niederreiter gets it back. Nino Niederreiter. That'll do it for the power play for Winnipeg. They'll get their last guy out there on the ice. It's picked up by Neighbors. Here's Neighbors out of the box. Trying to race it now the other way. He gets hit quickly by Pionk. And Jets will pick it up now the other way. And an offside there against the Jets. Jim Montgomery being shown off here once again in his first couple of games here. First season as the St. Louis Blues head coach. Again, was hired in mid-November after being fired of the Boston Bruins job, which is still very unfortunate to this day that he was let go. But obviously things went the way they did. And as a result, Montgomery is now here with the St. Louis Blues, which I'm sure that St. Louis is very happy with Boston struggling. Puck is blown for a hand pass against St. Louis. Shots are 2-2 in a very short amount of time. Just not a whole lot of shots here through these first couple of minutes so far. Sorry for no streams last night. I went to the Phillies game and I didn't get home till pretty late. I would have loved to have done a stream between Edmonton and LA, but yesterday was our podcast filming day. This coming week might be a little bit weird. We might not be doing that many streams this week just because of the way work is and stuff. I think Monday I have work. I'm going to try and call off, though, to stream the draft lottery. Tuesday, I think I have hockey. Wednesday, I think I have work again. And then Thursday and Friday will be our streaming days. And then Saturday, I think I'm off as well. Battling now on the right side. Iafallo trying to bank it down low. That's Tucker here on the right side. He throws it up then to the point. A shot! And blocked in front there down low. Sundqvist feeds it up to the net. To Leddy. Leddy, a shot tipped in front and goes to the right side. Back down low here now in the corner. As Sundqvist hits Sandberg. And the crowd erupts with cheers. Still battling here in the Winnipeg zone. Sandberg picks it right back up. Behind the net now, DeMello will get it as both teams try and get line changes off here now. DeMello to Sandberg. Sends a pass up. Down low to Mestikov on the right side. Stolen back then by Connor. And St. Louis will get it right back. Here they come through the zone. Cam Fowler to Thomas. Over. Buchnevich saved by Hellebuck. Rebound is cleared out by the Jets. Snuggerud keeps it in the Parayko. Parayko will throw it around them behind the net. Back on the right side, Buchnevich to Snuggerud. Snuggerud holds it, gives it down low, tries sending it in front, and kicked out away then by the Jets defense. On the right side, Parayko up to the point. Down low, Fowler. Gives it up then, Parayko to Shen. Intercepted, and Winnipeg will get it out of the zone. What's up, Cadence? Shots are 4-2 in favor of St. Louis here through these last couple of minutes in this first period. About 5 minutes to go. Luke Shen playing against his brother Braden will pick up the puck and clear it all the way down the other way. Behind the net, Binnington now on the right side. Tries sending it up to Ehlers and intercepted quickly by Winnipeg. Stanley gives it up then to Ehlers. It's quickly intercepted to Perfetti. Cole Perfetti on the right side, moving it into the zone. Intercepted and dumped back into the zone by the Jets. Down low, Neighbors. Around behind that, then to Falk. Falk on the right side. Kyrou trying to clear it now out to center ice, and they'll battle for it here in the neutral zone. Less than 5 minutes to go. Dump down low into the Winnipeg zone. Battling is Kyrou and Pionk. Pionk will win the battle, will send a pass up to Ehlers, who will clear it out then to center ice. Parayko then gives it back to Fowler, and they'll regroup. Philip Broberg with the only goal here so far tonight. It's 1-0 St. Louis as these Jets fans are chanting, or these Blues fans are chanting Connor Hellebuck's name. He damn near worked as well. Puck cleared down low into the St. Louis end. Fowler will send it around and get it out then for the Blues. Battling in the neutral zone. Morrissey clears it out to center ice. On the right side, it goes through DeMello. And he gets to it first anyways and banks it up. Appleton for Barron on the right side. Stolen back then by St. Louis, and they want a penalty here. And they are going to get one. Delayed penalty here coming up against Winnipeg. As that entire bench just stood up in disbelief after... I'm not sure what happened, actually. I need to see the replay. Through the zone, Buchnevich clears it down low and picked up by the Jets, and they'll blow that one dead in some pushing and shoving. It's an electric atmosphere in St. Louis, and the Blues have a 1-0 lead and a power play coming up. So Blues will go to the power play for the second time tonight, and the play is on Appleton for cross-checking Ryan Suter from behind. So Winnipeg will go to the kill, and St. Louis will get a chance to double their lead here in the last final minutes of this first period. Thank you all for tuning in. It's Game 6 of St. Louis, Winnipeg. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. How was the Phillies game? It was good, but the Phillies lost. I like it's just the atmosphere is just so cool. Like it's just so cool being in an arena that big around that many people. I love it. Again, just like I guess I'm not used to big crowds because the Flyers haven't been good in a long time, but still fun. All right, well, we do have a little bit of an update on the second round schedule. Bon, I know you asked. I'm sorry, I kind of avoided your question. I don't know the exact schedule, but I do know if Winnipeg advances tonight, Game 1 of Washington, Carolina will be on Sunday. So look forward to that. I'm not sure when exactly it'll be besides that, but yeah, that's coming up. All right, Blues power play. Here they move it through the zone, intercepted quickly by Winnipeg, and they'll clear it all the way down the other way. Back then on the right side, it's swiftly picking up then by Cam Fowler. Fowler, a mid-season acquisition here by Doug Armstrong, and turned out to work incredibly. Thomas, now down low in the zone. It's batted up to the point then, and back down low. Thomas on the right side feeds it up then for Fowler as it slides out, and St. Louis will regroup. Fowler here with it now on the right side. Through the zone, Robert Thomas. Thomas moves it in. A pass back down low. Thrown around then behind the net for Buchnevich. Buchnevich on the right side, back down low again. He'll get it back to the point, Fowler. Down low, Thomas. In front, Buchnevich. Pass in front. Directed rebound. And it's in the crease, and I think it stays out. And Hellebuck got the save there, but, oh, that looked close. As St. Louis continues to rack up their shots at 6-2. And we get some friendly pushing and shoving, probably talking about what they're going to do this weekend. Totally. So Buchnevich takes the puck. He shoots it. Hellebuck with the stick save. Wow. What a save by Connor Hellebuck right there. Unbelievable. What a stop. Unreal. That keeps Winnipeg in the game right there. Because the way things are going, you let that goal go and it's 2-0. I don't like your odds. So good on Hellebuck there for keeping that puck out. Yeah, man, that's insane. All right, well, that being said, then, we'll keep going with this power play. I wonder there might be some penalties here on somebody. Nope. We'll keep playing here. 47 seconds left on the St. Louis power play. Thrown back down low, it's Schenn. Schenn will throw it up to the point to Falk. Falk gives it over then for Sundqvist. To Falk, a shot, and deflected just down low. Sundqvist. Back then for Kyrou. Kyrou to Sundqvist. Down low, sent around then for Schenn. Schenn on the right side, tries feeding it up to the point. And Falk tries to keep it in, but he can't get it out. Back then on the right side, Iafallo. As they bank it down low into the St. Louis end. 10 seconds left. And both teams cannot seem to get one past on the power play today, at least so far. Shots are 8-2 in favor of St. Louis, and we're back to 5v5 here. As an icing will take the puck back into the St. Louis zone with 1 second left on the power play. So that'll do it for that. 1:36, though, left here in the first period. It's still 1-0 St. Louis off of a Philip Broberg goal. Face-off coming here now at center ice. Nemesnikov versus Suter. Played on the right side and dumped back down low. Schenn behind the net. Sends a pass over then for Connor. Connor through the neutral zone. Stolen back then by Tupchenko. Tupchenko shoots it. And a save there by Hellebuck. Played now on the right side. Fowler throws it down low. Iafallo on the right side. Velarde will give it then for Logan Stanley. Stanley sends a pass up to the neutral zone, and Nemesnikov hit there by Parayko. Last minute of play here in the first period. Blues with the 1-0 lead. Kept into the point then by the Jets. Morrissey will take it down low, slides it up to Connor. Kyle Connor feeds it to Stanley. Stanley shoots it, and back down low behind the net. Binnington makes the kick save. Faxo on the right side, battling with two Jets players. Parayko will swoop in and try and clear it. It's kept in. At the point, Morrissey to Stanley. Stanley feeds it down low. Connor quickly intercepted, and St. Louis will clear that one out. Again, the Blues are looking to tie this series up and force it to 7. As the Jets will wait behind their own net, it's Morrissey who will let the time run down. 20 seconds left. DeMello feeds it through the zone now on the right side. Back down low is Broberg for Falk, who tries clearing it out. Down low, Lowry then for Perfetti, and stolen back then quickly by St. Louis. 5 seconds left at center ice. They'll do one last rush, and that'll do it there anyways for the first period. 20 minutes in the book. Shots are 8-2 in favor of St. Louis. And it's 1-0 of a Philip Broberg goal. That being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do, and we'll be back for the start of the second period here momentarily. Thank you all for tuning in. All right. Well, that being said, let's make our clip out of the Broberg goal. And then we'll get ready here for the second period. Doing my notes for April. I also need to start getting ready for the season series previews, which is what we'll be doing here tonight as well once I get those cooked up. But yeah, a lot of stuff to be excited about here on the channel. I would expect for a series preview tomorrow if I can get to it tonight. But if not, likely going to be on will likely be on Sunday. But I believe if Winnipeg wins tonight, game 1 of that series will be on Sunday. So be sure to look forward to that. I know I'll be excited for sure. That'll be in Washington, so as I keep trying to update this, there we go. Oh, 1-0 Phantoms in Hershey. So nice stuff there. I meant to pull up the stream on my YouTube, and I never did, so that's great. Here we go. Auto here. These first couple of minutes, not a whole lot of shots. You can tell these teams. You can tell these teams are playing very conservative. Here's Falk on the right side. We'll throw it back down low. Snuggerud. Pass up then. Thomas to Broberg. Conservative. Here's Falk on the right side. We'll throw it back down low. Snuggerud. Pass up then. Thomas to Broberg. He scored! Conservative. Here's Falk on the right side. We'll throw it back down low. Snuggerud. Pass up then. Thomas to Broberg. He scores! Here's Falk on the right side. We'll throw it back down low. Snuggerud. Pass up then. Thomas to Broberg. He scored! I don't know why I keep messing this up. Here's Falk on the right side. We'll throw it back down low. Snuggerud. Pass up then. Thomas to Broberg. He scores! Tipped in front possibly, but I think Philip Broberg would get the credit for the goal. It's 1-0 St. Louis. All right, perfect. That's done. All right, perfect. That's all done. Thank you for doing this. I have to work early tomorrow, so I'll be leaving soon. No worries. I gotta get up early tomorrow. I gotta go to hockey, but still live for this. I'll be live for Game 7 tomorrow, Dallas, Colorado. I won't be live on Sunday, but we'll be back on Monday, probably Wednesday. I'll think about Tuesday. I'll have to see. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We should be back to the start of the second period here in a couple of minutes. Just doing some notes for me here, trying to get some stuff done. Perfect. That's done. All right. All right, let's get ready for the start of the second period in about 2 minutes. First period recap, only goal was from Philip Broberg as St. Louis in a must-win game has the 1-0 lead. All right, got like about another minute or two. Let me swap this real quick. Oops, I messed that up. Whatever. All right, here we go. Start of the second period from Enterprise Center in St. Louis. First period recap, goal from Philip Broberg. A couple of power plays that didn't work out, but it's 1-0 St. Louis here heading into the middle frame. Most notably, Connor Hellebuyck allowing the first goal off of a play that wasn't necessarily his fault, but as a result, the St. Louis Blues do lead 1-0. It's 8-2 in terms of the shots. Connor Hellebuyck has needed to make some big saves here as St. Louis is pressuring early. And if Winnipeg wants to advance tonight, they're going to need to get a goal here and soon. As I drop my pencil onto the ground and I can't pick it up. Face off, won by the Blues. They played on the right side. Falk banks it off the boards now and back into the Winnipeg zone. Hellebuyck will go out of his net and play it. Broberg keeps it in, he shoots it, and Hellebuyck makes the chest save. Falk then on the right side. Puck is tipped in front, and Hellebuyck makes the save with the pad there as well. Down low now, Sandberg with it. On the right side, Pionk picks it up. Moves it through the neutral zone. Picked up then by the Jets. Here they are. A shot, they score! Morgan Barron! And we're tied! Morgan Barron off the breakaway less than 30 seconds in. And we are tied here at 1. Unbelievable. On the third shot of the game, Morgan Barron. And there might be some kind of challenge coming. And the Blues are going to challenge here for offsides on St. Louis, on Winnipeg on that goal. So let's see what they can get through here. And let's see the play as I go grab my charge. Oh, yeah, that is offsides. That is offsides by a mile. That is coming back. That is no goal. That is no goal. That is coming back. That is without a doubt coming back. There's no argument there whatsoever that is clearly offsides. Yeah, that's not coming through. That's coming back. That has to come back. This shouldn't even take that long for them to look at.
I ain't seen McDavid doing that, guys. No.
Yeah, that shouldn't take that long. That's offsides. That's not even close. Yeah, refs come off. Let's see the official call. Yeah, that's not that was no goal. Yep, no good there. So good on the video coaches for realizing that, but that was very clearly offsides, and they will call that one back, unfortunately. Well then. That would have been Barron's first career postseason goal, but does not matter as he'll have to try again at some point, and St. Louis holds their 1-0 lead. They get lucky there off of that breakaway, but who knows? And that being said, well, there was initially on that play, there was a call on Justin Falk for a penalty, so the Jets will get that. So as a result, This challenge will go the other way for offsides, but the Jets are going to get a power play. I'm pretty sure. Yes, they will. So a little bit weird there. They get the goal called off, but yeah, 2 shots by the Jets in the first says it all. 100%. Face off. A shot from Morrissey. That one goes wide on the right side. Connor picks it up. Looks for options. Morrissey to Ehlers. Ehlers to Morrissey. A shot. And it goes wide. Connor now on the right side. Picking it up. We'll send it back down low. Connor waits. On the right side, Perfetti to Morrissey. Morrissey holds it to Connor. To Morrissey. Over. Ehlers shoots it. Save in front. Rebound. Connor! What a stop from Jordan Binnington! Oh, with the pad save. What a stop. Morrissey at the point. Down low, Perfetti. Perfetti will hold it on the right side. Gives it up to Connor. Connor circles around. Looks for options. Morrissey then at the point. To Ehlers. About a minute through this power play. At the point, Ehlers. Looks around, will fire it, and it goes wide. Connor now here on the right side. Connor waits. Morrissey back over. Ehlers to Morrissey to Connor. A shot. What a save by Binnington. And the Blues will try and get it out. It's kept in by the Jets. Morrissey moves it forward to Connor. Down low. Intercepted. And Parayko will clear. 30 seconds left on the power play. The Blues clear that one out. Jordan Binnington with a massive save towards the end of that one. Unbelievable. They'll get their second unit out there on the ice. Morrissey now through the neutral zone. Cleared back down low. Cam Fowler will try and take it. Battling here on the right side. Fowler picks it up. Will pass it up then for Sundqvist. Kept in though by the Jets. Stolen back quickly by the Blues. Dumped the other way. Hellebuck, and he'll cover that one up as a shorthanded break for the Blues now the other way. Shots are 10-3 in favor of St. Louis, as Winnipeg did get a huge chance there on that Kyle Connor goal, and what a pass there in front of Velarde to Connor, and Jordan Binnington makes the pad save on a wide open net there for Kyle Connor. He says no. Battling here now on the right side. Pionk sends a pass through the zone now. It's dumped in by Nemestikov behind the net. Penalty killed there, so good kill there by the Blues on the right side. Up at the point. Down low. Stolen back then by the Blues. Racing the other way then is Thomas. Thomas will bank it into the zone. Down low now, Sandberg behind the net. Sandberg will then feed it up and dump down the other way by Appleton. Battling down low in the corner. Leddy with Snuggerud. Holding up Tony Nato against the boards now. And it's still pinned there. Still pinned there. Still pinned. And finally it does break free. It's picked up then by St. Louis. Parayko feeds it up through the zone. Kyrou trying to bank it along. It's cleared down the other way instead by Winnipeg. 16:30 left here in the second period. Down the other way, Thomas on the right side banks it down low. Quickly intercepted and stolen back then by the Jets. Here they come. Barron feeds it in front and he can't get a shot on Binnington. Down low in front, Thomas will feed it up to the point. It's kept in by the Jets. DeMello a shot, blocked in front, and Kyrou will take that one and clear it out of the zone. Morrissey will get it back and regroup in the Winnipeg zone. Over then to DeMello. DeMello feeds a pass up. Down the other way, they'll dump it back down low on the right side. Tanev trying to get to it. And they'll battle for it here now in the corner. On the right side, Shen picks it up, and it's cleared all the way down the other way. Back now regrouping is Stanley for Shen. Shen throws it up in front, and it goes wide off of a neighbor's chance. Through the zone now, Tanev with it back to Nemestikov. Intercepted by Shen. He'll race for it, but his brother will get there first and say, "No, little bro, you ain't getting that." Here's Fowler. Fowler a pass to the neutral zone, dumped in then by Boldu. Back down low, Stanley on the right side. Gives it over then for Shen. Shen will clear it into the St. Louis end, and the Blues will regroup. Parayko backhands it around then for Fowler. Fowler through the zone. Kyrou gives it up. 3-on-2 for St. Louis. Parayko through the zone. Will look for options. Sends it back behind the net. And the Jets will swiftly pick that one up. Thrown back around then to the right side. Parayko gives it for Tupchenko. Tupchenko tied up by multiple Winnipeg Jets now on the right side. And picked up in front. Broberg a shot. It's blocked. And stolen back then on the right side. Walker trying to get to it. He had 2 goals in Game 5. As these Jets fans are chanting Connor here once again. Pionk clears that one into the zone. And we get a whistle now for a slashing call against St. Louis. And Dylan Sandberg huddling in the bench. And Walker definitely slashed him there, and that will be a call. And the Jets, for I think the 3rd or 4th time in this game, will go to the power play. About 14:29 left here in this second period. The Jets will get another chance here to tie this game up. And the officials are going to get together here to try and discuss it and see if it is going to be a penalty. And let's see the verdict. And major penalty? Did I hear that right? Major penalty? So a slash included with a spear, and they're going to review that. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. I guess we'll see. And Montgomery shows he doesn't like that. Brian Boucher just said on the broadcast that he doesn't think a quick solution. And it's a 2-minute. Yeah, that's not a surprise. That was like a major? What? I was in shock. Yeah, no, not a major penalty. It'll be a 2-minute minor for slashing. But I get why they looked at it. I was just like, wait, what? Wait a second. I was going to say, like, if that's a major, then playoff hockey has grown soft. I'll be blunt. All right. 2-minute power play now coming for the Winnipeg Jets as they look to tie this game up in a we're not really a must-win game for them, but a win and move on game for them. Morrissey back for Connor. Connor here now down low. Perfetti in front, saved by Binnington, and they score! They tuck it in on the rebound. Cole Perfetti on the power play, and we are now actually tied. And Jim Montgomery sharing some words with his team or somebody as the Jets have now tied it. And yeah, let's take a look at this here one more time. A shot from Perfetti just slides in. He tucks it in the air on the rebound. And yeah, that's a good goal. It's going to be 1-1 here in this second period. I thought Binnington had it there for a second, but he nearly did. But the rebound just pokes up in the air. Perfetti hits that one with his stick. Actually, kind of pretty cool, to be honest. And that's his first career postseason goal. We're tied at 1. Puck is cleared down the other way. Binnington sends a pass up through the neutral zone. 3-on-2 for the Blues. Thomas into the zone on the right side. Moving it in. Kyrou gets broken up there quickly. And down low, Thomas. Up to the point, Falk. Falk moves in, shoots it, blocked in front. And Barron will take that one back around behind the net. So at least somebody called that. Yeah, they called it a major to review. That's why. But icing here against St. Louis. It's just like hearing that reviewed as a major was like, what? But I guess they tried to review it to see like what actually happened. But yeah, that was clearly a call. And as a result, the Jets score on it. Shots are 11-6. Jets have kind of taken a grasp here on the Blues through these last couple of minutes. Obviously, the power plays don't help St. Louis's favor. It'll be Braden Shen versus Morgan Barron. And it's won by St. Louis. Fowler at the point. On the right side, a shot from Kyrou and a glove save from Connor Hellebuck. So this game is all ears now. 13:39 left here in the second period. Cole Perfetti with a goal from out of the air. We're tied at 1. Ugh. Thank you all for tuning in so far. I appreciate it. If you are new here joining the channel, be sure to subscribe or at least leave a like so other people can find this channel. I would greatly appreciate that. But so far, a great stream. What's weird is like we're on like a three game 1,000 view live streaming streak. So that's pretty cool. All right, face-off coming here in the Winnipeg zone. St. Louis looking to tie this series up and actually take a lead in this game. Winner of this series will face off against one of Dallas or Colorado in the second round. And they will play for the basically Metropolitan Division title in the playoffs. Puck is dumped down low into the St. Louis end. Falk battling down low with Lowry. Puck breaks free. Jets get control. Pionk at the point. Neil Pionk, a pass over, shoots it. And that one also goes wide there as well. Puck is cleared down low now into the Winnipeg end. Back down low, Sandberg. Over then for Ehlers on the right side, who banks it out to center ice. Here come the Jets into the zone. Perfetti, a spinorama move. He loses an edge there, and the Blues will steal back the puck. Broberg on the right side, clears it out to center ice. Buchnevich then, puck goes up in the air to Broberg, and they'll dump it all the way back into the Winnipeg zone. Hellebuck now behind the net then for DeMello. DeMello fighting with Thomas. On the right side, Velarde through the zone to Morrissey. Morrissey to Nemestikov in front, Morrissey! And he can't get a shot off. I think it did go off of Binnington. 3-on-2 now for St. Louis. Into the zone, Shen to Fowler. Buchnevich! Saved by Helly! I am drained from the Oilers series just in chill mode. Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That was absolutely chaos last night when I was watching that game. I really wonder what happens now with LA. I guess we'll see, but overall not particularly great. Face off here now, won by St. Louis. Played down low now on the right side. Suter throws it in front. And that one is stopped there by Hellebuck swiftly. On the right side, Pionk throws it up to the point. Battling now is Tupchenko. And banked off the boards now the other way. Walker will shoot it back down low. Tupchenko now behind the net. Alex Tupchenko throws it up to the point. Suter, a shot! And that one is off a broken stick on the redirect. Morrissey back up then to Tanev. Suter will keep it in the zone. And Winnipeg clears it right away as I say that. Here come the Jets. Back down the other way. Down low, Tony Nato, a shot. Saved by Binnington on the right side. Iafallo will look for options now on the right side. Puck still in a net battle there. Picked up then by Niederreiter. Deschênes, a shot! And a glove save by Binnington. Could have went either way, indeed. It could have until the end, to be honest, but sucks we aren't getting a Game 7 for either of those series. That being, well, all three of the series last night, besides the Colorado one, almost were done, and it would have sucked. Up to the point, Barron, thrown around then by Morrissey behind the net. Back for Justin Falk. On the right side, Sundqvist sends it down low. Falk plays out to Snuggerud. Joseph, through the zone, fires it! And that one goes wide on the right side. Back down low, Morrissey trying to pick it up. Niederreiter will get to it first. And play it back behind the net then by DeMello. DeMello on the right side, banks it off the boards. Through the neutral zone and back down low into the St. Louis end. Joseph to the right side. Boldu then for Falk, who clears it in. Banking it off then down low. DeMello. Behind the net then for Morrissey. Morrissey takes it through center ice. Sends a pass over and dumped into the zone quickly there by Appleton. Back then is Parayko. Parayko on the right side. Fowler through the zone. Dumped in then by Thomas. Halfway through this game here tonight. It's tied at 1. 2-1 the other way for St. Louis. Ehlers into the zone. Shoots it. Save. Rebound. And stopped by Binnington both times. Back on the right side. Kyrou moves a pass through the zone. It's broken up there and taken back by the Blues. Neighbors over. Kyrou. Rebound. And blocked there by the Jets. Here they come. A 4-on-2 for the Jets now the other way. And they go off sides. Of course they do. Anyone want to see the wild card go away now? Sick of Oilers versus LA. Yeah, low-key I am too. I am kind of sick of it. Like, we're getting the same series, like, every single year. Just tired of it. I was really hoping that, like, Edmonton would drop down to the wild card or something, where they would play, like, or LA would win the division. And they would have played Minnesota. I don't know if I would have rather seen that. That would have been probably like kind of a boring series. It sounds like it would be, but I should probably be pretty fun. But I would much rather see that than LA versus Edmonton for like the 5th year in a row. But again, what do I know, right? What do I know? But I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was like the series have been fun. At least last night was, but like I just want to see something new. Like I don't want to see the same thing over and over again, especially with the same result. There's a bit of a there's more of a bit more of a delay than usual. I apologize. That's probably true. You're right. Wild card has had a couple of cup winners out of it. Teams are very equal in the NHL. Totally. Yeah, I mean, being in the wild card isn't necessarily a disadvantage apart from the fact that there's home ice advantage factors, I guess. But all right, I'm going to try and refresh my feed, Ann, and see if I can get my feed pushed up a little bit more. It might be because of that. turned you into a bipolar alcoholic. Well, I mean, I for one can't drink, but hey, all the power to you. All right, St. Louis picks it up in their own end. Fowler with the puck. I refreshed it to see if it's moved ahead more. Parayko through the zone, throws it in down low behind the net. Pionk on the right side now down low. Buchnevich battling for it with Nemestikov and Pionk. On the right side, Buchnevich will throw it up to the point. Intercepted there quickly by the Jets. 3-on-2 the other way. Velarde through the zone. A pass over. Connor in front. And it deflects wide. Picked up then by Thomas. Thomas to the neutral zone. 3-on-3 now for the Blues. Into the zone. Snuggerud will send it back down low. Buchnevich on the right side. Battling now with Morrissey in the corner. Cleared up to the point then on the right side. Back then for Broberg. Broberg now battling here in the corner. At least this matchup is somewhat new. Like, we haven't seen this a lot of times. It's only the second time these two teams have played, which is a little bit weird. You'd think they would have played more often. Morrissey throws it to the neutral zone. Stolen back then quickly by St. Louis. Into the zone. Broberg races for it now down low. Philip Broberg behind the net. Gets it in front. They score! Philip Broberg setting up Nathan Walker again. And St. Louis has a 2-1 lead. Man, those are two players that have looked unreal in these games. Nathan Walker with 2 goals in Game 5. Broberg with the goal earlier here tonight. And he sets up that play directly, taking that puck down low, behind the net, circling around DeMello, throwing it in front, and Walker gets the in-front goal there, and St. Louis has a 2-1 lead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a play. And that fourth line for St. Louis has been probably one of the best lines we've seen in this series, just with the way that these teams can play and how that line has looked. That's what, 3 goals or so from that line alone in the last 2 games? Unreal. Here's Joseph now the other way. Clears it into the zone down low. Hellebuck with it now on the right side. Joseph tries throwing it in front. It's swiftly intercepted then by Neil Pionk. On the right side, Appleton. Through the neutral zone. Back down low. Joseph trying to clear and banked back into the zone by St. Louis. It's 2-1 Blues. Shots are 14-11 in favor of St. Louis here now as they keep on going. Puck is cleared into the St. Louis end. Binnington now down low. Fed to the neutral zone. Here's Shen. Shen, 1-on-1. Shoots it. Scores! Brayden Shen! And the Blues are up by 2. Unbelievable. In the second period, Brayden Shen. 53 seconds apart. A pass up to Suter, who banks it off the boards for Shen, and he wires that one past Connor Hellebuck. And this place in St. Louis is going insane. And Hellebuck probably should have had that. Yeah, we won't talk about it. Through the zone now. On the right side, it's picked up down low. Walker will try throwing it up to the point. Thomas now on the right side, up to the point. Letty a shot, save in front, rebound, wrap around, and kept out by Hellebuck. Two goals in less than a minute. That's Brayden Shen's 13th career postseason goal. Yeah, that was fast. Unreal play there from the Blues to get those 2 goals. That arena is electric. I can just feel it. What's up, Andrew? How we doing? Holloway has not played. He is injured. He's been injured for a lot of this. So that's why, like, if St. Louis makes the second round, They get some reinforcements there and some much-needed ones, too, at that. Schenn now down low battling in the corner. Morrissey picks it up. Here come the Jets through the zone. They'll shoot it back down low. That's Schenn from Neighbors and Suter. Back on the right side, Neighbors through the neutral zone. Schenn dumps it down low. Morrissey then picks it up behind the net for Winnipeg on the right side, then for Pionk. 6:40 left here now in the second period. Blues with a 2-goal lead. Perfetti, a pass over, a shot, and it goes wide. On the attempt there from Winnipeg. Tupchenko through the zone, banks it back down low. This Blues arena is going crazy. A shot there from Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. Over. Fowler scores! Cam Fowler! Another one! And it's 4-1 Blues. Oh, man. The St. Louis Blues with a 3-goal lead, and they now have 4 goals on 19 shots here in the second period. Oh, my Lord. Cam Fowler with another one. And it's 4-1 Blues. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to jinx anything. That might have been Nathan Walker tipped in front. I don't think so. Never mind. That was not tipped in front. But Cam Fowler with, once again, another goal. His 8th career postseason goal. Probably his first one since coming from Anaheim. And it's 4-1 St. Louis. 2 goals in just over 2 minutes there. On the right side, St. Louis picks it up. It's banked off the boards now and down low. Pionk gets tied up there. It's taken back then by Bolduc on the right side. Barron to Pionk on the right side now behind the net. Pionk through the zone, sends a pass over into the neutral zone. Here come the Jets. Barron down the other way. In front! And it's tipped wide. Appleton to the point of slot. And that one goes wide as well. On the right side, kept in the zone. Barron battling now with Joseph. With Niederreiter there as well. Puck is cleared. And a race for it the other way. Bolduc will run for it, but Morrissey will get there first. 5.5 minutes left here in this second period. These Blues fans are on their feet. Up at the point. DeMello a shot! And a save there by Binnington as I think the puck went up and out of play as well. And some pushing and shoving there. This has been an unbelievable atmosphere here inside of Enterprise Center. 3 goals in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And the St. Louis Blues lead 4-1. Unbelievable play here through these last couple of minutes. Unbelievable. A lot of goals here in this second period here already. Just plenty of action. Never a dull moment. Philip Broberg playing unreal tonight. He's had an incredible night. Connor getting angry. Ugh. Can't let off the gas in the third. Oh, 100%. Blues got to keep it going. The Jets can absolutely come back. So, yeah, if I'm the Blues, I'm not taking my foot off the gas pedal just yet. You don't take your foot off the gas till the game's over. Whew. We can do one more Get one more. Do they pull Connor? Yes, I would think so. You kind of have to. All right, looks like we got a penalty here up against St. Louis. And yeah, it looks like the Blues will get a power play here as well to add salt to the wound. Back down low now on the right side. Thrown around up to the point. Fowler can't keep it in. Snuggerud picks it back up. Through the zone now as the Blues will wait. It's 4-1 St. Louis. This Blues arena is loud and they're chanting Connor. Definitely one of the most underrated atmospheres in the league. At the point on the right side. Fowler. Over then Thomas. Over to Snuggerud. Snuggerud shoots it. Saved there by Hellebuck with the pad. On the right side, Fowler. Keeps it in the zone. Back over then. Down low in front and intercepted there quickly as Winnipeg will clear. Back now on the right side, Tupchenko with it. Cam Fowler. Fowler throws it back. Braden Shen through the zone. And a whistle there for offsides for that one. And 3 goals there in about 2 minutes. And it looks like, if anything, barring any massive changes here, it looks like there likely will be a Game 7 in St. Louis on Sunday. Or, sorry, in Winnipeg on Sunday. My apologies. All right, I got plenty of clips I got to make here in this second intermission. Blues will drop it back. Through the zone now, Shen. Pulled over then in the neutral zone. Kyrou. Down low. Feeds it up to the point. Neighbors. To Falk. Over. Shen! Blocked. Oh, brutal. By an own Blue as well. Down low up to the point. A shot and blocked there quickly by the Blues. Down low now. Pionk will pick it up and DeMello will send it all the way down the other way. 3:30 left here in this second period. Shots are 20-11. And it's 4-1 Blues. Down the right side now. Circled around. Walker trying to clear it in. Over Sundqvist. To Shed in front. And they can't finish that one. That'll do it for the St. Louis power play. Back now on the right side. Here's Luke Shen. Back over then for DeMello. And picked up then by St. Louis as Winnipeg doesn't get to it. Over on the right side. A shot. They score! What is the Jets defense doing? Alex Tupchenko. And it's 5-1 St. Louis. And guys, I can confidently say that there will be a Game 7. I can confidently say it now. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, let me see that again. That was freaking terrible. The Jets defense didn't even go to the puck. They let the Blues get it. And Tupchenko with that goal. It's 5-1. This game's over, folks. This game is done. All right, face-off now at center ice is swiftly won then by the Jets. Perfetti now down low back for Pionk. Pionk will shoot it all the way out to the neutral zone. On the right side. Taken in through then by Ehlers. Intercepted quickly by St. Louis. Broberg now. Down the right side will clear it into the zone. And an icing there swiftly against St. Louis. Connor Hellebuck with 5 goals on 20 shots. Not good enough. Not good enough at all, folks. This has been brutal. And they pin off to Eric Comrie, who has played 1 game in this series, by the way. He played in Game 3, I believe. Or was it Game 4? I'm not sure, but he's played in this series. Face-off now at center ice. It's cleared into the Blues zone by the Jets. Down low, Binnington goes out to play the puck. He's going to try and take a shot on Hellebuck here. That's 4 goals in 5 minutes. And only 8 shots on goal for St. Louis during that time. Tanev intercepted. Back in front, a shot. And that one goes wide to the point. Suter fed over then for Leddy. Nick Leddy. As these Blues fans chanting Connor. Bolduc hit by Stanley. Back down low. Cleared all the way down the other way. Jets will try and pick it up. And St. Louis swiftly intercepts. Sundqvist will feed a pass over then for Leddy as the Blues will regroup. Kyrou hit there by Stanley. Here's Joseph. Loses control of the puck and played back out to center ice. And Kyrou now the other way. And a penalty coming now against Winnipeg. And it's going to be Logan Stanley, who's going to go to the box. With less than 2 minutes left here in this second period. Connor Hellebuck is the 3rd goalie in Stanley Cup playoffs history to allow 4+ goals in 7 straight road games. Per Sportsnet stats, not to add salt to the wound on Winnipeg, but Logan Stanley will head to the box for interference, I think I heard, and it's a power play now for St. Louis. Or sorry, holding the stick. That I don't think I've seen before. Yikes. And this place is going crazy here in St. Louis. Face-off coming here now inside of the Winnipeg zone. Blues will get a power play looking to make it 6-1. Face-off. Won by the Jets. Hellebuck will use his own stick to clear that one all the way out down the other way. And here comes the Connor cheers again. Through now to the right side. Shen will break it into the zone. We get a whistle here for offsides immediately against St. Louis. So the Blues will get a power play here. They'll carry it into the 3rd period if it does stay. With about 90 seconds left here inside of this second period. And Carter is not happy. The podcast partner, Carter, just sent a 22-second voice memo. Face-off now here outside the Jets zone. Played on the right side. St. Louis regroups. Kyrou over then for Falk. Falk into the zone. Backhands it down low on the right side. Shen trying to clear it out of the zone. It comes out to center ice. Kyrou with it. Back then for Shen. Kyrou through the zone to Shen. Shen waits. Feeds it over. Sundqvist to the point, a shot. And it goes wide. Played back in front. Jets trying to clear. It's kept in. Falk on the right side. Last minute of play here in the second period. Up to the point. Kyrou to Falk. Falk to Kyrou. A shot saved by Hellebuck. And why is there a fan holding the World Series trophy? He does realize that's not the NHL trophy, right? Oh, wow, he's got a lot of rings on there. Look at him. Face-off here, won by the Blues. Bolduc, down low for Thomas. Back to Bolduc. Bolduc tries deking around, and it's cleared in by the Jets all the way down the other way. 30 seconds to go in the period. As these Blues fans are ruthless, chanting Connor once again. On the right side in front, Buchnevich cleared out then to the front. Bolduc to the right side, Neighbors. Thomas throws it down low. Snuggerud a shot and a save again by Hellebuck. Down low, 14 seconds left. That puck will slide all the way down the other way with 10 seconds to go. Fowler takes it down the other way. Back through the zone, Thomas. Thomas trying to move it in. Puck slides out, and the St. Louis Blues with 4 goals in that second period. It's 5-1 Blues heading into the second intermission. Woof! Well then, that being said, it is time for intermission. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. And we'll wait here as time winds down for the final period of Game 6 and possibly a Game 7 coming to Winnipeg in just a couple of weeks. Or a couple of days. Not a couple of weeks. What am I saying? Brutal. Absolutely brutal period there from the Winnipeg Jets. Just, I don't even know if like it's all on Hellebuck, but overall that was just absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. So let me pull up the stream here on my stream. Thanks for the stream on Wiped Out. Have a good one. See ya, one of them. That was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Even if the Jets manage to advance in the way they get past Dallas, such Colorado, yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I honestly, like, with the way this series is going, I actually have a feeling that the Jets will win Game 7. But if they have to play one of Dallas or Colorado, which first off, Colorado has all that top-end talent. Dallas, I think, is the deepest team in the league. They're not winning. The Jets' regular season versus playoff downfall needs to be studied. Yeah. Well, they look good at home. They just suck on the road. And, like, this is where you could have changed the narrative of that. And they can't do it. They cannot do it. Oh, man. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it here tonight. What do I think about the rumor of the Flyers getting Rick Tocchet? I've been thinking about it a lot recently. I got to be honest with you. I'm just a little tired of the recycling of head coaches. And I'm worried about doing it again. I'm just worried about it happening again with the Flyers. Because, again, John Tortorella, Alain Vigneault, etc. I know getting a new coach maybe from university didn't help. I actually wouldn't be against getting the guy from Western Michigan. I wouldn't be against that at all. But I don't know. I'm still just like a little bit worried about it. But I wouldn't hate it, I guess. I like his structure and his system. But then again, the things that were going on in Vancouver, I don't know. So I guess we'll see. We'll see, I guess. But, I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but he's not my number one choice. Jets are set up to be such a phenomenal team. I don't want they stop playing like it. It's just Hellebuck and just poor defense.
be with you here, champ. Oh, wait. They passed it back. Oh, fuck. Wait, we might have a goal here. Fuck, it's so cool. God, fuck.
What on earth is wrong with this team? Just these massive blowouts. Yeah, it's like either you win at home or you lose on the road. That's what this series has been, honestly. All right, you guys wanna hear this audio message from Carter, the podcast partner Carter? Let me make sure it's doesn't say anything bad. All right, there's gonna be some cursing in here, so I apologize, but I do want to play this.
I genuinely can't even be a fan of this team anymore.
He's a Jets fan, by the way.
Dude, it was 1-1, and you let in 4 fucking goals. So fast, dude, in not even 10 minutes, bro. What the fuck is going on? I can't fathom this. I just can't right now.
And then look at what he says.
I'm gonna be totally honest here. If the Jets lose this series, I am taking a 1-month break from the podcast. I don't give a fuck. I'm not dealing with anything.
Taking a 1-month break from the podcast. Oh, he sent another thing.
I'm just going to say this now. I will not be on the Nordcast for any future podcasts. Because I cannot.
Carter's gonna kill himself. All right, I thought that was funny. Anywho, I need to actually get these clips together and start making these. So. Muff diving on some messed up muff to get that some sort of... Yeah, I know. This is brutal, dude. This right here, or I don't know, just acne sucks. But yeah, this is brutal. I don't know. This is 2 pimples combined together. Looks freaking ugly, dude. I have a prescription that I take, and I've been taking it recently, but this just won't go away. I don't even know what it is. So yeah, that's what that is. That was Oilers fans after game 2. Yeah, yeah. Not really a must-win game for them, but a win and move on game for them. Morrissey, back for Connor. Connor here now down. Oh, what the hell? Comrie better be in net third period. I would think he is. I would be shocked if they decide that, yeah, we're going to roll with them in net, him in net again. Just you're kind of embarrassing him, if we're being completely blunt. He's looked good at home. He's looked better at home than he has on the road. Just in the road, I guess the chance get to him and he just shits the bed. Really a must-win game for them, but a win and move on game for them. Morrissey, back for Connor. Connor here now down low. Perfetti in front, saved by Binnington, and they score! They tuck it in on the rebound. Cole Perfetti on the power play, and we are now actually tied. And Jim Montgomery sharing some words with his team or somebody as the Jets have now tied it.
Sure the Jets are saying keep the puck away from Binnington. Bone just talked on the last intermission. There's some real, he has the puck. He knows that Binnington's active going out there trying to play the puck. So look, he tries to be pretty sneaky here.
Not really a must-win game for them, but a win and move on game for them. Morrissey, back for Connor. Connor here now down low. Perfetti in front, saved by Binnington, and they score! They tuck power play, and we are now.
Hey, Black Pecco, what's up, buddy? In from Boston, gonna get a sandwich. What do you got? I saw the golden boy. I'm gonna do the golden boy. Put salt on it, though. Give me some of the potato and eggs too, please.
Listen, first of all, no salt prosciutto salty enough, but coming right up.
Yeah, all right, pal. We'll be over here when it's ready. All right, we'll be over here.
Buddy style! Coming in hot with the potato and egg, the best in New York City. You can't get this in Boston, I'll tell you that.
They know the defenseman's going to be up on top. Here comes the speed underneath. And now the Pionk's got to come over and cut the angle. Again, the short side shot, you need to see it there, especially at the time of the game, the momentum of the game.
Oh. Not really a must-win game for them, but a win and move on game for them. Morrissey back for Connor. Connor here now down low. Perfetti in front. Save. Not really a must-win game for them, but a win and move on game for them. Morrissey back for Connor. Connor here now down low. Perfetti in front. Saved by Binnington, and they score. All right, still cooking this up, guys. What team is most impressed you in the postseason, and what team am I least impressed with? Team that most impressed me, I'm not going to lie to you. Let me just look at my board. Team that most impressed me, I was really impressed by Minnesota. I got to be blunt. I thought that series was going to be over in 5, and it was going to be a gentleman's sweep for Vegas. But Minnesota played unexpectedly good, and I thought that they looked great in that series. And I would argue St. Louis in there, too. I didn't think they'd be this good either. But, yeah, overall, I've really liked how both teams have played. And then least surprising or least impressed. Trying to think. I mean, low-key Winnipeg. Winnipeg's on there for sure. I would say least impressed was probably LA. The LA Kings. After game 2, I was unimpressed with how they were playing. So that's what I'll say about that, but I don't know. All right, now I got to make that clip of all the Broberg and Blues goals. Just going to do them all in one, to be honest. I think that's the smartest way to do it. It's a little bit weird. You'd think they would have played more often. He throws into the neutral zone, stolen back then quickly by St. Louis. Into the zone. Broberg races for it now down low. Philip Broberg behind the net. Gets it in front. They score. Into the zone quickly by St. Louis. Into the zone. Broberg races for it now down low. Philip Broberg behind the net. Gets it in front. They score! Leafs most impressed. Jets lose, that's major. Yeah, Leafs definitely, too. Leafs definitely impressed me as well. Philip Broberg setting up Nathan Walker again. And St. Louis has a 2-1 lead. Man, those are two players that have looked unreal in these games.
There he is, Connor Hellebuyck leaving the ice after period number 2. Will we see him return for period number 3?
All right, third period coming up here in just a couple more minutes. It's 2-1 Blues. Shots.
It works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade, the #1 recommended brand.
2-1 Blues. Favor of. They keep on going. Shen. Here's Shen. Shen. One-on-one. Shoots it. Scores! Here's Shen. Shen. One-on-one. Shoots it. Scores! Braden Shen! And the Blues are up by 2. Unbelievable. In the second period, Braden Shen. This Blues arena is going crazy. A shot there from Walker is denied. Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. Over. Fowler! From Walker. Blues arena is going crazy. A shot there from Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. Over. Fowler! Score! Crazy. A shot there from Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at. Trying to time all these properly is looking is difficult. Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. T-E-A-R. Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. Over. What are the chances Hellebuck remembers he's the best goalie before it's too late? I don't know, man. Denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. Over. Fowler! Score! Over. Fowler! Score! A shot there from Walker is denied by Hellebuck. Back at the point. Over. Fowler! Score! See a shot there. Over. Fowler! Scores! Cam Fowler! Another one! And it's 4-1 Blues. All right, now we got to watch this 57-second long clip. Into the zone, Broberg races for it now down low. Philip Broberg behind. All right, time winds down. Let's edit this. Philip Broberg setting up Nathan Walker again. And let's get ready here for the third period in about 40 seconds. Man, those are two players that have looked unreal in these games. Neutral zone. Here's Shen. Shen, one-on-one, shoots it, scores! Braden Shen! And the Blues are up by 2. All right, and Eric Comrie is out there for the start of the third period here in St. Louis. Second period recap. Goals from Perfetti, Shen, Walker, Fowler, and Tupchenko. It's 5-1 Blues here at the start of this third period. Face-off won by St. Louis. Their power play gets killed off there right away, and they'll backhand it down low into the zone. Puck is cleared out then to center ice on the right side. Jets will send it back behind the net. Binnington with it. Feeds a pass over. Here they come now through the neutral zone. Drop back then and backhanded down low into the zone. On the right side now, it's a pass up then for Ehlers, who will bank it off the boards and back into the Blues end. St. Louis regroups with it now on the right side. Tupchenko picks it up, drops it back. Here come the Blues now the other way. Joseph a shot, and that one's quickly blocked there in front. On the right side now, the Blues will bank it out and regroup. Through the zone, Joseph dumps it down low. Back then, DeMello behind the net on the right side. Here down the other way. Battling now down low is Appleton as he throws that one around behind the net. And Tupchenko picks it up then for St. Louis. He's hit quickly there by Barron. On the right side, he comes out with the puck successfully. Here they come the other way. Cairo into the zone, drops it back for Winnipeg, and they'll just clear it down the other way. This game is basically over here in Enterprise Center. Just got to wind down this third period. But it's 5-1 in favor of St. Louis. Shots are 23-11. Back down low on the right side. It's cleared all the way out, and the Jets will regroup in their own end. It's not impossible, but it's not likely that Winnipeg gets this one done and through. They have 11 shots through the first 40 minutes. Lowry to Stanley, who shoots it just wide of the net. Back down low in front, and Binnington makes the easy save. And Hellebuck is not only not on the Jets bench, but he's not only not in the game, but he's also not even on the Jets bench. He's probably trying to cool off there in the locker room and just kind of hear things and just let it play through. And brutal game there from Connor Hellebuck. And not even close to a good game here from Hellebuck. Played absolutely horrendous. DeMello to Connor. Connor skates it down low. Tries feeding it in front now. Battling around behind the net. Played over to the right side. Sandberg in front. Sampa Binnington rebound. And that one's also stopped. Another shot. And it goes wide. On the right side. Kept in then by the Jets. Stolen back then by the Blues quickly. Here's Tupchenko. Tupchenko to Thomas. Robert Thomas now on the right side. Thrown back up to the point. Thomas waits, over. Tupchenko, a shot and a save by Comrie. And there was a Jet down on the ground. On the other end of the ice, it's Nemesnikov. And let me see this one again here now. As Nemesnikov took a rough injury there. He's got some blood. I think it might have been a high sticking, and yeah, he's going to go straight to the locker room. And let's see this here. So Nemesnikov comes in the zone. Ooh, so Velarde hits Buchnevich, and he hits Buchnevich into Nemesnikov. Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly right there. That's terrible. And he's going to the locker room, and Scott Arniel is not happy. Ugh. Well then, 17:32 here left in the third period. Shots are 24-14. What sucks is that Winnipeg won't get a power play out of that, and they'll just have to keep on playing. Face off. One back down low. DeMello throws it through the zone. Down the other way now, Tanev. Nemesnikov had a goal in Game 5. It was actually the game-winning goal, and obviously now it doesn't look too great. Into the zone, Neighbors will send it back down low. Back then, DeMello picks it up on the right side through the neutral zone and cleared all the way down the other way. And that'll be an icing there against Winnipeg with just over 3 minutes in. So it looks like, unless if there's anything crazy here at the end of this one, there will be a Game 7 in St. Louis, or in Winnipeg. Oh my gosh. Face-off coming again now inside of the Jet zone. On the right side up to the point, Falk. Falk will throw it down low behind the net to Thomas. Thomas tries sliding in front, stolen back there quickly by the Jets. Tanev to Morrissey. Over. Toninato, a shot! And it goes wide. On the right side up to the point. Pionka drive and a save there as Toninato runs into Binnington, and he gets some pushing and shoving there as the Blues clearly didn't like that. Falk and Morrissey fighting as Falk is just pushing him down to the ground. What is happening? And all the other players rush over. Oh, man. Tensions have boiled here in this one. And, yeah, Morrissey dropped his gloves there with Falk, and that really didn't last that long. All right, let me actually open the chat now that I did that. All right. Nothing is ever over in these playoffs. Let's go, Comms. Good luck, Jets fans. Yeah. I think this one's done. But some pushing and shoving there in front. And they're all fighting in the corner as then they all slide in on Falk as Morrissey's down, pinned in the middle of all of it. Oh, brutal stuff. Brutal stuff. And yeah, that'll definitely result in some penalties here in this third period. But it looks like there will be a Game 7 on Sunday. It'll be in Winnipeg. Start time is at 7 p.m. If you're asking, I probably won't be live for it. Maybe if it goes to like overtime, I'll go live for it. But I'll be at the AHL playoffs in Lehigh Valley, which, let me take a look at that actually. Did we win? It was 2-1 last I looked. Did we get the win? We did! Hey, look at that. And yeah, there's some penalties there for sure. Let's see who scored the goals. Richard, Wisdom at 2. All right, I like that. And it looks like St. Louis is going to get a power play out of that scrum. So just to add salt to the injury, Arneal doesn't look too happy, but I don't blame him. I wouldn't be too happy about any of the things that have gone down here tonight in Enterprise Center for sure. So yeah, just overall a brutal scene of games here inside of St. Louis. The Jets have looked terrible on the road, at least in these playoffs. But the good thing is they've looked good at home. So if you want to take away a positive from that, who knows? Maybe they can go into Winnipeg and get the win in Game 7. All right, Blues on the power play now. Bennington gives it over then for Fowler. Fowler now through the defensive zone will drop it back as Thomas moves it now the other way. Thomas to Snuggerud. Snuggerud into the zone. Back then as it's dumped down low by Parayko, and we get a whistle here immediately for offsides against the Blues. Face-off here now, won by the Blues. Cam Fowler comes back and regroups in his own zone. About 4 minutes through here in this third period. Down the right side, Shen to Kyrou. Kyrou clears it into the zone. Around them behind the net, picked up at the point. Fowler holds it and waits. Sends it past to Parayko, who drops it back for Fowler, who falls on his feet but gets right back up. Thomas over, Parayko in front, Shen! And blocked there in front as the Jets will pick it up and clear it all the way down the other way. Blues will regroup it here now on the right side. Down back behind the net. Broberg through the neutral zone now. As they'll battle for it on the right side. Comes three then. Barron with the puck. Tries sending it over. Intercepted there quickly. Here's Snuggerud. Snuggerud. He's in front and can't be finished there. Saved by Comrie. Rebound goes in front and ends up being taken right back out anyhow. Back on the right side. Shen to Snuggerud. Up to the point. Broberg to Shen in front. Directed. And Comrie makes the save. And some more pushing and shoving as tensions continue to boil here now in this game even still. But another phenomenal live stream here from you guys. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. All the new people who have joined in and said hi. We will be live for Game 7 tomorrow. I'm grateful to God that there isn't a metric shitload of games tomorrow like there was last time, and I don't have to stay home and stream all of them, so thank God, but maybe I shouldn't be saying that because the streams have done very good. Puck slides all the way down the other way. 20 seconds left on the St. Louis power play. Down low now is Fowler, who will move it through the neutral zone. Cam Fowler takes it in. Pass over then for Kyrou. Back up at the point then is Thomas. Thomas on the right side. We'll take it back then down low. And that'll do it for the St. Louis power play. And we're back to even strength here with about 14 minutes left. Puck is played out to center ice. Fowler holds it. And they'll just come back and regroup. It does, it's not impossible for the Jets to come back from a deficit like this, but with the way they're playing, it just seems like it's not going to happen. As much as I would love overtime, I think one of them said that it was going to be overtime, but nope, that ain't happened. Back now behind the net, Letty with the puck. Feeds a pass through the neutral zone. Tupchenko on the right side. Battling now with Sandberg. Tupchenko now behind the net, gives it over then for Thomas, who feeds it up to the point, and they can't keep that one in the zone. Back now on the right side, it's dumped in. Down low now, it's picked up by, I think that is Faxa on the right side. I haven't seen much of him tonight. Clear down low into the zone. Sandberg now along the right side. Connor will try and go pick it up. Taken back then by Letty. Letty shoots it, and it goes wide. On the right side then, it's Nemestikov trying to play it around. It's taken back then by the Blues. Thrown up to the front, and they can't keep that one in. It'll slide all the way down the other way. Shots are 25-15 here in favor of the Blues with 13:27 left in the third period. A 5-1 lead here for the St. Louis Blues as time continues to wind down. Here's Snuggerud through the zone, over to Neighbors. Neighbors moves in front, and he shoots that puck wide. Snuggerud now down low, picked up then by the Blues. Shen up to the right side. Neighbors up. Over Suter to Neighbors. A shot deflected, and a save there by Connor Hellebuck. 7 minutes into this third period. It's still 5-1 in favor of the Blues. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah, Comrie looks good. Comrie's making some good plays. He's doing some good stuff for sure. All right, still doing my files here for the month of April. Didn't get a chance to do them yesterday. I got to do the pennants as well. Tell someone that make sure someone reminds me of that at the end of the stream, so now I can do that after. All right, face-off coming here now inside the Jets' end. It's won by the Blues. Broberg sends it around then behind the net. Picked up down low. Velarde will clear it out of the zone for Winnipeg. See you, Casey. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And we get some pushing and shoving here with less than 13 minutes to go in the first period. It's pretty clear I'm not ruffling anyone's feathers that these teams are not a fan of each other. Got to be blunt with y'all. And they're going to give 2 players misconduct, Stanley and I think Tupchenko, I think I heard. Yes, Tupchenko. So it looks like those 2 will leave the game and they'll be done for the night essentially. Hi, Cadence. What's going on? I'm almost done. And Jim Montgomery trying to call over the ref. Montgomery's yelling at the referee. I'm not sure what. As Walker behind him is just like, what is happening right now? And Luke and Braden are yelling at each other. That's got to be interesting. And it looks like the Jets are going to get a penalty, it seems. Jim Montgomery nearly tripped over the the Blues bench. And Shen will go to the box. That's kind of funny they're both talking. That's actually kind of hilarious. Face off. Morrissey shoots it. Saved there by Bennington. Played around the right side. It'll be a Jets power play. My apologies. And we got a whistle. As something just happened. What's up, Rick? I think Bennington lost his helmet. That's why. 12:39 here left in the third period. Shots are 26-16. Just kind of, waiting for time to run down here, essentially. Asked earlier, how many Blues jerseys do I have? I think I have 3. All right, face off. Won by Winnipeg. Morrissey on the right side. Connor throwing back down low. Ehlers in front. Deflected and goes wide of the net. Back down low then Velarde. Throws it up to the point. Down low then on the right side and cleared back down low. Fowler will shoot that one all the way out of the zone and they'll battle for it here on the right side. Four goals in 5.5 minutes for St. Louis. Kind of tucked this one away. To think it was 1-1 for even a little bit here is actually insane. Perfetti through the zone to the right side. Connor feeds it past to Ehlers. Ehlers will fall on his face to keep that one in, but doesn't even do that. Sundqvist shoots it, and it goes wide. And puck all the way slides out here inside of the St. Louis end. And they'll regroup. This one's basically over, folks. It's just a matter of waiting for the clock to run down. 11:30 left here in the third period. Let's see what happens, but I think this one's done. Through the zone to the right side. Back up to the point. Nemesnikov. Down low then on the right side. Iafallo. Iafallo waits. We'll send it back behind the net to Niederreiter. To Appleton to the right side. Back then for Iafallo. Iafallo to the point. Pionk over a shot. Save in front. Rebound. They tuck it in. Nino Niederreiter on the power play. He falls down as he does it. But it's 5-2. Okay. And they're looking at it here just to see if it's like a kicking motion, but I don't think so. And no, we'll keep playing. Face off here now, won by St. Louis. It's cleared all the way back into their zone. Exactly 11 minutes left here in the third period. It's 5-2. Now, it's not impossible that the Jets can pull something off here, but it's rather unlikely. Snuggerud clears it into the zone. It's an icing then as it goes actually out of play, so it won't be an icing. It'll stay in the zone. Nice, Rick. That's cool. Face off here, won by the Jets. Barron takes it now the other way. 2-on-2. He dumps it into the zone. Down low now. St. Louis picks it up on the right side. Barron trying to control it. Puck slides out in front. St. Louis now on the right side to Joseph. Joseph now through the zone as the Blues regroup. Through the zone as it's banked in. Comrie goes out and plays it around. Up the boards then as it's stolen back quickly by the Blues, and they'll regroup now. Exactly halfway through this third period, it's still 5-1, or 5-2, apologies, in favor of the St. Louis Blues. Morrissey banks it off the boards to Connor. Connor throws a pass over. Sandberg clears it into the right side, stolen back then quickly by Cam Fowler. Fowler throws it around. Over then for Sundqvist, who will bank it up and out of the zone as the Jets wait. On the right side, Velarde takes it back now and regroups. 9:40 left here in the third period. Morrissey through the zone. Chipped in then and cleared down low by Nemestikov. Behind the net now, Parayko with it. Around to the right side. Cleared back down low. Here's Fowler, who throws it around, and St. Louis tries to keep it in. It's intercepted quickly. Thomas moves it through. Quickly intercepted then by the Blues. And the Jets will hold it now in their own end. Through to center ice. Snuggerud will hold it back inside of the St. Louis end. Back to Falk. Falk will shoot it up through the neutral zone. Taken back then by the Blues. Tony Nato feeds a pass over to Niederreiter. Quickly intercepted and dumped back in then by the Jets. Down low then, Tony Nato with the puck to Broberg, who tries tipping it around. Down low, thrown up to the point. Sandberg shoots it, and it goes wide there. Picked up then on the right side to the point. Sandberg, another shot, and a quick save there by Bennington. Down low then, Pionk. Pionk now behind the net, throws it up to the point. Sandberg dishes it over, a shot, and saved there by Bennington. Puck's now in the corner. On the right side, Jets get it back to the point. Sandberg shoots it, and just wide, and they tucked that one in after the whistle, and the Blues did not like that. And some more pushing and shoving here as this one keeps going the way we knew it was going to. Well then. And we get some hot mics there of the NHLers, the NHL players telling each other to, quote, shut the F up. So, you know. And we'll go to commercial break. This one's over. It's 5-2 St. Louis with 8:30 to go. Whew. Sorry about this, guys. Just keeping track of my stats real quick, writing down some stuff, making some calculations. So we'll be live again tomorrow for Game 7 of Dallas, Colorado. So we will be live then for that as well. So I do want you guys to keep that in mind. All right, face-off coming here now on the Winnipeg zone on the left side. 8:30 left here in the third period. St. Louis will get a power play off of the pushing and shoving there at the end of the last play. Just been back and forth action constantly. Constant fights, constant just going on with each other. And St. Louis, as a result, will go to the power play. On the right side, Thomas will send it up in front as Cam Fowler can't keep that one in the zone. He'll come back out here and regroup. Through the zone here now on the right side. Picked up then quickly through the neutral zone. Buchnevich to Snuggerud to Thomas, who banks it in on the right side. Slides it back. Buchnevich fed over then to Boldu. Boldu moves in, waits, feeds it up to the point. Snuggerud to the right side. To Fowler. Down low. St. Louis still holding it. Fowler moves in, shoots it, deflected, and goes wide. Back then on the right side. Played back down low by Winnipeg and cleared all the way down the other way. Thank you all for tuning in to this late one. I appreciate it. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing. Here's Cairo now the other way to Parayko. On the right side. Cleared back down low into the corner. Tanev battling with it here now. It's played back by the Blues. We got a whistle. And it's another penalty. And it's against St. Louis. It's going to be Parayko going to the box for roughing. And we'll get some 4-on-4 action. And then another Winnipeg power play. Yes, I know I'm behind, but that's because of the fact that it's just the stream delay. So I might be a little bit behind in game time watching this, but I know I'm delayed in stream time, so do want to make that clear. All right, face off here now. As Neighbors just sitting on the floor. There's 4 Blues inside of the penalty box. 2 of them are defensemen. A whole pairing is there. Face off, won by the Jets, cleared around now down low. Iafallo trying to get it out, and Broberg intercepts it quickly to Buchnevich, and they'll wait now down low. Intercepted, and stolen back then by the Blues quickly. Thomas now through the zone to Buchnevich. 4-on-4. Buchnevich tries sending a pass over. Quickly intercepted. Taken back. Thomas on the right side now. Skates it around. Waits. Throws it in front and bounces off Buchnevich. And down to the right side. Back then now behind the net. Sandberg now will hold it and regroup. As time winds down here now. 6:40 left here in the third period. I don't know. If the Jets can score on this power play, they're only down by 2 with about 6:30 left here to go in the third. Morrissey to Ehlers. Ehlers dekes around through the zone. Waits. Scoots it around now back for Connor. Connor loses control. Will bank it down low and cleared immediately then by St. Louis. And a huge hit there in front. It is now a Jets power play. Morrissey coming through the zone then to Perfetti. Perfetti picks it up then. Morrissey quickly intercepted. And down the other way. Pass in front. Sundqvist Goes wide. Rebound is blocked there by Morrissey. Back now on the right side. Here comes Connor. Kyle Connor. 3-on-3 the other way. Connor to Perfetti, who tries sliding out in front. Back to Connor. Connor waits in front. And Perfetti can't keep it as it gets kept in by Pionk. What a keep in there. 20 seconds left on the power play. On the right side, Connor to Pionk. Pionk waits. Back to Connor. Connor circles around and holds it back for Ehlers, who moves in. Backhand. Pionk to Connor! And it goes wide. Ehlers in front then for Connor. It deflects up and out of play. 5:25 here left inside of this third period. The Jets are not terribly far away. If they do get one goal here, it suddenly becomes a lot closer, but I wouldn't bet on it. And a fan apparently got hit by that puck that went cross ice there. Taking her up. Ugh. And it looks like it hit her on the head. That's rough. That's terrible. So best wishes to that girl in recovery. That's never easy. I know that for sure. I've been hit by a puck once before. But the point, Pionka shot, glove saved by Bennington. And the penalty will expire. We're back to 5v5. And I think any hope of the Jets getting back in this game is pretty much done. 5:20 left here in the third. It's 5-2. All right, well, thank you all for tuning in so far in this stream. I really appreciate it. We'll be back for Game 7 of Dallas, Colorado tomorrow. So the streams are not done yet here in the Watch with Nordic world, I guess you can call it. But I do appreciate everybody who has tuned in here so far during these streams. It's been a lot of fun doing these in the playoffs, and I really appreciate everybody who has tuned in here through all of these for sure. As I continue to get my analytics here, I'm counting up my stats from the regular season just to see how good I did in certain streams and such. But yeah, just stuff that I do on nerdy things that I do to keep track of the stream numbers. I just find it fun, to be honest. All right, Blues are back here now at full strength as drawing up a play here at the bench. Maybe the Jets are going to try and pull the goaltender here and try and get something going. Who knows? Maybe you can pull things the other way and possibly get yourself back into this one. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll find out. All right, face-off coming up here now inside of the St. Louis end. You better look for Comrie because they'll try and get something going here. Who knows? Maybe they can make a 3-goal comeback or I guess a 4-goal comeback. It's not impossible, but I'm not betting on it, to be honest with you guys. Face-off here now, won by the Jets. Morrissey throws that one around down low. Morrissey with it. Sends it back now behind the net. Thrown up to the point to Lowry. Over. Pionka shot. And blocked there. Rebound in front. Gloved by Jordan Binnington. And let's see here. Face-off coming once again. Shots are 27-20 as the Jets are starting to make a little bit of a comeback here in terms of the shooting department, but goals, not so much. Puck is cleared out to center ice. Racing with it now is Sandberg. Sandberg down low on the right side. Looking for options now to Lowry. Here comes Lowry. 3-on-2 for Winnipeg. Adam Lowry through the zone. Just shoots it in on Binnington. And they'll glove that one up. And it looks like they'll keep Comrie in the net before they pull. Arneal is thinking about it. They'll put the top line out there of Connor, Velarde, and Ehlers. Missing Scheifele makes a huge impact on this team, I gotta say. Nemestikov is back in the game, by the way. Went to probably go get some stitches. Face off as I turn off my light by accident. Is won by the Blues. Great. Played around then to the right side, up to the point. Velarde to Morrissey. Stolen back then by the Blues. They'll clear it all the way down the other way. And a rush for it now is Kyrou, and it ends up being an icing anyways against St. Louis. 4:28 left here now in the third. What is happening right now? And they put Comrie on the Jets bench. They're going to pull the goaltender here and see if they can score 3 in the next 4:28 to try and tie this one up. You got to do it. You got to try at least. What's the point? Face-off now as it's tied up at the directly center ice. Puck will finally break free, and the Jets got control. Morrissey now on the right side. Morrissey holds it, fires it, saved by Binnington. Back down low now behind the net. Back behind and back up then for Morrissey, who banks it down low. Cleared then by Thomas all the way and just wide of the empty net. And another icing there against St. Louis. Whew. Face off here now won by the Jets. Connor tied up by Thomas. And we get a whistle for high sticking. And it's against St. Louis. Ooh. So a power play for the Jets here with 4 minutes left. And this just made it a little bit interesting, as Connor will take that high stick from Thomas. Thomas will go to the box, and the Jets will get a power play here now. And suddenly things just got a little bit intriguing. And Montgomery, not too big of a fan of it, but kind of got to take with it what you will. Jets net empty at 6-on-4 here for the Jets with exactly 4 minutes to go. Face off. Let's see what they can get done here. The Jets, that being. Face off, won by Winnipeg to the point. Pionk holds it. Back to Morrissey. Morrissey waits. Over to Connor. Connor shoots it, directed in front, and Ehlers can't tuck that one in. Perfetti back to Connor. Connor moves in to Morrissey. Morrissey to Pionk. Back to Morrissey to Pionk. Pionk holds it. Waits to Morrissey. A shot, and it goes in the glove of Jordan Binnington. Empty net for Winnipeg. 3:33 left here in the third period. Face off now. Will be won by the Blues. Parayko now down low on the right side. Clear it up to the point. Kept in by the Jets. Pionk to Morrissey. Morrissey to Connor. Connor holds it and waits. Throws it back down low. In front, and Ehlers gets it back down low. Ehlers to Pionk. To Morrissey. Over to Connor. Connor will hold it. Back in front. And it didn't go in. I thought that went in for a second. Oh, it looked like a golden opportunity to go in net there, but I think Bennington denied Velarde on that one. And he says, no, sir, I'm not letting you back in this game. No. Wow, what a save by Jordan Bennington. Wow, that was insane. Face off then won by St. Louis. Cleared up to the right side. Down low, Lowry with it. Back over then Velarde. Velarde looks for Ehlers. Ehlers tries throwing it up to the point. Kept in the zone by Pionk. On the right side. Pionk to Morrissey. Down low, Connor. Connor shoots it. Rebound in front. Goes off of Pionk. And up to the point. Morrissey on the right side. Pionk to Morrissey. A shot. Saved by Bennington. And it slides just wide of the net. Pionk kept in the zone. Intercepted. Blues will get it back. Walker looks. And the Jets will just regroup. Back now, Ehlers. Ehlers moves it into the zone. With time. Shoots it. And it goes wide. Joseph now on the right side will clear it all the way down the other way. And wide of the empty net and icing then against the Blues once again. Or never mind, no icing, my apologies. Oh, it's a PK. What am I thinking? Down the right side, Pionk to the zone to Perfetti. Back for Pionk, a shot, and that one goes blocked and it deflects out of play. So we're back to even strength here with less than 2 minutes to go. This Blues arena is on their feet and they're going crazy. All right, face-off then coming here. And it's won by the Jets at the point. Perfetti. Still less than 2 minutes left. Perfetti then back for Connor. Perfetti holds up at the point. Waits. Over then for Sandberg. Back for Iafallo. To Sandberg! Glove saved by Bennington. He plays it out and kicked down the other way. Will it be an icing? No, it won't be. 1:30 now left in the third period. Here come the Jets through the zone. Sandberg drops it back. Iafallo now down the other way. Alex Iafallo into the zone down the right side. And kick to the left end there. A shot in front directs just wide. A shot for Falk, who will shoot it again just wide of the empty net. That will be an icing against the Blues now. Whew. All right, face off. Won by the Blues. They try and clear it. Morrissey keeps it in. Played out in front to center ice. Dumped into the zone. Bennington tried going for the empty net. That would have been insane, wouldn't it? Back on the right side, Shen trying to clear. Down low now, Falk. Last minute of play here in this third period. The Blues are up by 3. Over to the zone then, Lowry will get it into the zone. Stolen back, Broberg. Broberg will shoot for the empty net. It goes just wide again. And another icing here against the Jets. Face off now, won by the Jets. Cleared out, it's blocked. And a whistle here for a penalty against somebody. Or was it a penalty? I couldn't tell. So Game 7 will be on Sunday at 7 p.m. in Canada Life Center in Winnipeg. Face-off, Lowry wins the draw. Ehlers throws it up and ends up clearing it out of the zone himself. It banks off the boards and stolen back then by Pionk. Neil Pionk down low, back then for Ehlers. 20 seconds left. Cleared into the zone. Binnington will try and grab the puck and couldn't kind control of it on the right side. Ehlers throws it up into the point. Pionk, a shot deflects and goes into the corner. 10 seconds to go. Puck directed in front. And down the right side, Lowry with it. Feeds it in front. It directs up. And ladies and gentlemen, there will be a Game 7 in Winnipeg on Sunday. Final score, Blues 5, Jets 2. And we will head back to Game 7 for the first time in St. Louis history since the 2019 Stanley Cup Final. And on Sunday night, that will be the last game of the first round. And that being said, thank you all for what has been a terrific stream here tonight. I really do appreciate another fun one here in St. Louis. And Game 7 will be on Sunday. That being said, thank you all for watching. We'll be live again tomorrow for Dallas versus Colorado. Thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys